Hey kiddos, good morning. It's Poppy. And yep, I'm out hiking this weekend. It's a beautiful weekend in October. I think it's October 4th, 2025. So I'm out on the Appalachian Trail, just enjoying the scenery and the beautiful weather. I'll try to take some pictures as I go so you can enjoy what I get to see. But check this out. I'm going to be quiet and listen to the world. This is a world that God made. Just peaceful and still, so much different than the world that we are in every day, right? With all the noise and the hustle and bustle. So this is why I do it. This is why I come out here. Just for this peace and quiet and these types of majestic views of the valleys covered in fog this morning. Well, so far today, kids, it's been a pretty easy hike. It's been relatively flat and a little bit of uphill first thing this morning after I left my camping site. I do have to be careful, so I'm looking down to make sure I don't trip on a rock. It is fall, so there's a lot of leaves on the trail and they hide the rocks on me. But today's a pretty easy day. It's absolutely beautiful. Mimsy dropped me off yesterday after work, and I got on the trail, started heading north, set up my tent just before dark, made my dinner. Dinner was ramen noodles, cold ramen noodles. So I take a little plastic jar, kind of like a medium-sized peanut butter jar. I'll show you later. And I break up my ramen noodles and put them in there. Put water in it, put the lid back on, and let it sit for about 20 or 25 minutes while I set up my tent. And that's what dinner was. I had that. I had some Slim Jims for protein. For dessert, I had a Belvita cookie cracker for dessert. And that was dinner last night. This morning, I had a Kind protein breakfast bar. And I had a Pop-Tart. And I'll show you, I'm hoping to be at the shelter by lunch. So when I get to the shelter for lunch, I'll show you what lunch is. But we're doing a no cooking weekend with hiking. So we're trying out no cooking. See how that works out. Because the last time I went out was 4th of July weekend. And it was so hot. Whoa, almost tripped. It was so hot that I didn't want a hot meal at the end of the day. So I figured I'd see how this goes. So far it's going pretty well. So kiddos, I have just seen my first wildlife. He hopped out in front of me. He was pretty hidden. And he hopped out. And let me tell you, when you're not expecting a big frog like that, and he jumps out of the way, it made Poppy jump too. So we're in more of a wooded section now. A little bit downhill, the acorns are plentiful. They are crazy. They're everywhere. And it's like walking on marbles. You can hit a patch of acorns going downhill like that, and boom, you wipe out. It's happened a couple of times now. If you're not careful, you hit a big pile of acorns. And it's like marbles, like trying to step on marbles going downhill. So I'm going to get back to focusing on staying alive. So I've laid out my lunch for the day. Okay, so these are hydration tablets. The hydration tablets go into the water. We shake that up. The wonderful thing about Matt's Creek Shelter is it's right next to a wonderful stream, so I was able to get plenty of water. But this is my lunch for today. It's going to be tuna packets. Herb and garlic are the flavor of the day, wrapped up in those flour tortillas. I don't carry bread with me. And then possibly some peanut butter. And inside of my little weasel pack are some jelly packets. So I'll have some peanut butter and jelly. And let's go through my next couple of meals. That'll be dinner. Ramen, chili flavored ramen noodles, a Slim Jim beef jerky stick. So as I'm making my lunch, this is tahine. It's a great little spice. It's kind of like a lemony, zesty, limey spice. And I just kind of sprinkle it right on there. I need to find out where I can get more of those little packets. I ended up the hike using all of them, and I just put it right on the packet. So I've gathered some firewood together. I've had my lunch, did some chores like setting up my tent. So there's my tent. I'm going to take a walk up there. Now I prefer to actually stay in my tent rather than stay in the shelter, especially this shelter. This shelter had fleas in it, as I showed you earlier. And yeah, I just kind of sat down on the edge of the shelter and I had a flea jump on me. So I said, well, if it happened that quickly, I'm not staying in the shelter. So I set up my tent. There's my Nemo pad, my sleeping bag, and I used a sleeping bag liner as well. It just gives a little bit of additional warmth. In the summer, the sleeping bag liner, you can just use that and sleep in it. But I like the tent because it's got this great big rain fly. And there on that side, you can see I can actually put all of my backpack and all of my gear underneath the rain fly, keep it out of the rain and keep it accessible. So there's my laundry. I'm kind of hanging up some things so that they can dry out and air out. So that was my laundry coming back. I have a fire that's getting going, and I'll keep working on that. You can see I was the only one there at the shelter that night, so I've kind of spread my stuff out on the picnic table pretty well, so I can see what's going on. All right, you can see I've refilled my water, so that is full. And by now it's dinner time, so I cold soaked my ramen noodles. I put more of my hydration tabs into my water, and it kind of fizzes up. I cold soaked my ramen noodles in that little Talenti jar, let them soak. After I have my ramen noodles, there's a Belvita cookie sandwich. I love them, and they pack well, and it's a great treat. So this is a pocket bellow. This is a cool little tool. It's kind of like a metal straw, but it expands. You pull it and it opens up, and it allows you to blow into the fire to get the fire going really well without putting your face down near the fire. Hey kiddos, it's Poppy. It's Sunday morning, and I am up and packed up about 8:15, so I'm running a little bit early to get out of here. But I'm gonna start walking. But everything that I've carry with me, I don't think I've shown you my pack, so let me show you what's going on here in camp. First of all, the fire's out. There you go. All of my gear is taken down and packed up. And there's my pack. Everything fits in there. I've got 2 water bottles and everything that I need. Everything fits in there. The fanny pack I carry around my waist. It holds my phone and other important things that I might need. But there you go. You had an opportunity to go for a hike with me this weekend. Like I said, it is October. Today is October 5th, 2025. So I changed out some gear. I've got some new hiking shoes that I wanted to try out for this weekend. Before I do my big hike next year. So I wanted to try those out. I picked up a sleeping bag liner, which is very small, very lightweight, and in hot weather, you can sleep just in your sleeping bag liner, but in colder weather, you can use that inside your sleeping bag, and it adds a couple of degrees of warmth. So I did that. What else is new? Well, this weekend I also tried to not bring out my stove, and I did cold soaking of meals to see how that went. And I cold soaked ramen noodles, and I cold soaked oatmeal, and I also had some Pop-Tarts for breakfast and Kind protein bars. Let's see, what else? Slim Jims, always eat Slim Jims. For lunch, tuna on the flatbread tortilla, and then I had peanut butter and jelly. So I did pretty well without firing up a camp stove. I did not have any hot coffee, so that's kind of the price you pay. You don't get any hot water, so I didn't have any hot coffee, but that's okay. So today's hike is real short one, real quick, just to hike out of here. Mimsy's going to be meeting me at the trailhead parking lot at 10 o'clock, so I'm going to leave here in a little bit, maybe an hour and a half of hiking. It's not going to be that long, but I did want to show you what it is like, another brief glimpse of what it's like to be out hiking on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm hoping that as you kids get older, you're going to do some hiking with me. That would be a lot of fun. So, all right, guys, be good. Listen to your mom and dad. And turn off the TV and go for a hike. Get outdoors. All right. Poppy loves you. Bye. Hey kiddos, so for today, this is where my trail ends, at the footbridge over the James River. It has been a fantastic couple of days hiking. The weather's been absolutely gorgeous. You can see how beautifully blue the skies are. There's a little fog bank there lifting off the water. That'll be gone in no time. But just an absolutely beautiful weekend.